Hello everyone, we're going to go through our Gen AI lab about analyzing bond amortizations and ROI using ChatGPT. There's going to be a few indicators that we're going to want to pay close attention to is what the bond amortization interest is going to be looking like as we're asking ChatGPT to undergo these tasks for us. We're going to be looking at the face value, stated rate, and also other information that's going to pertain to these bonds about return on investments. So we're going to start it off with starting a new chat. So ensure that ChatGPT is clean and ready for use. Then we're going to upload our required data, and this can be found in our box here. You're just going to click here. Sorry, not there. You're going to click here, 3 dots, and then download. And then we're going to use our data here. There we go. Sometimes ChatGPT takes a little bit longer time to really just answer the question itself. So now that we've uploaded our data, we're going to ask it to make this data visible for us. And then ChatGPT is then going to give us a table here and give us all of our 20 bond amortizations, or bonds before amortization, and that will conclude us for prompt 3. Now we're going to go to prompt 4. We're going to ask it to use these inputs and determine the overall issuance price of the bond. And whether if it's a premium, discount, or par. And that'll conclude us for prompt 4. And we're going to go to prompt 5 here. We're going to ask it now to calculate the issuance price. And chat will then give us all of our issuance prices for each bond. And that will conclude us for that prompt. Then we're going to go to prompt 6 here. I'm going to ask you to calculate the carrying value at the beginning and the end of the bond. And then we're going to use the effective interest method here. And there you go. ChatGPT will then give you all 20 of the bonds and using the effective interest. And that'll conclude us for that prompt. Now we're going to analyze the data after we just applied the data. I'm going to ask it to then look deeper into the bonds. We're going to ask for the overall profitability and which ones are going to be better than the rest, essentially. And then it'll tell you which one has the highest ROI. If you were to look at bond number 2, looks to be having the highest return on investment, and then 15, and then 6, and then thus on. And that'll conclude prompt 7. And now we're going to ask it to narrow it down even closer. We're going to ask for the 5 most profitable ones. Because, I mean, we're not going to be wanting to invest in bonds that are not going to be giving us the highest ROI. We're obviously going to be wanting to use the ones that are going to give us the most money. And then ChatGPT will then show us which ones these are. Bond number 2, 15, 6, 1, and 17. And that concludes this lab. Now we're going to ask ChatGPT to label it submission 1 so we can give this to our instructor and show that we completed this lab. And then there's the Excel file that you would download and then give to your professor. And that'll conclude for the prompts, and then you can move on to the assessment questions and answer all of these based on the following material that was given through this Gen AI lab. And yeah, here's the open-ended assessment questions, and that will conclude us for this Gen AI lab on analyzing bonds and amortizations. Thanks, guys.